All right, with us now, the University of Minnesota, the number 2 seed in the Worcester Regional. They play UMass at 6 p.m. Friday night. We will start with a statement, opening statement from Coach, and then we'll take players for questions for the players, the student athletes, Brock and Bryce, right after that. So, Coach, if you would.
We're excited to be out here. It's been a while since I've been out east, and hadn't been a whole lot of traveling. In the last couple of years have been a little crazy, but we haven't played many games lately, but we're getting back on top of it, and like I said, we're excited to be here.
Thank you, Coach. All right, questions for the student athletes. We have a microphone which we'll bring to you, and just introduce yourselves and when you have a question. Questions? We'll go right here with Joe, right here.
Brock, at this time of the season, how does the history of the program maybe serve as motivation?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot of great players, a lot of great teams that have came before this program that have really molded this program into where it is. And I know this team is, we're focused on ourselves, we're focused on what we can do, but at the same time, there's a lot of history that goes into it. A lot of history that goes behind playing for the Gophers that we take pride in. So we're really looking forward to building on that history and making a history for ourselves. So.
Right up here, Jess.
Jess Myers with the Rink Live. Brock, you in your NCAA tournament debut last year, I think you had 4 or 5 assists. Obviously, no stage fright there. How much do you look forward to games like this, kind of playing on the big stage, and how different will this be, where you're kind of going to be the road team tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, it's exciting. It's everyone in that locker room is pretty pumped up. We're ready to go, and playing at this stage is. What you dream of as a kid. Playing for the Gophers in an NCAA tournament. It's super exciting, and we're really excited to get out there and represent this team as best we can. So.
More questions for Bryce or Brock? Right here.
Colin McCarthy, Massachusetts Daily Collegian. I'm just curious what you guys are sort of anticipating in tomorrow night's game against UMass for either of you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're an out-of-conference team, so we haven't kind of had much to watch out of them. But just kind of filming the last weekend, we kind of know they play a little bit of a structured game, a pretty defensive game, and so it's kind of like a Notre Dame kind of series that we were kind of comparing them to, and just kind of the last week, just kind of making last-second preparations, and still playing our game while kind of molding it to structure against theirs.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're defending national champions, so you got to keep. They like playing at this time of year, and we gotta be ready to go. But this week it's we can beat anyone as long as we play our game, and so we're mostly, like Bruce said, focusing on ourselves and trying to make those last minute changes as best we can to prepare for this team. So
Up here, yep.
For both of you guys, Matt from Mass Live, for both of you guys, just to finish off his question, will this feel like kind of a road game because UMass is significantly closer?
Yeah, I mean, I think a regional is kind of a road game for just about everybody. I mean, it's really close for them, but I think they know it's going to kind of feel like a road game for them anyways, and even though they get the fans on their side, it's a little bit different of a rink for everybody, and I think just about everybody here feels like it's a road game.
Yeah, obviously it's close to their home sheet, so but yeah, everyone's traveling, everyone's staying in new spots, so I think it's there won't be too much an advantage, if any, so I'd say everyone's kind of in the same boat in that sense.
Are you guys good at feeding off of that?
Yeah, I think we've been pretty good on the road this year, and with last year even we were a pretty good team, and there was no fans last year, so kind of being on the road was kind of our cup of tea from last year. So I think that is really big for us.
Yeah, I agree with Bruce.
Bryce, Jess Myers from the Rink Live. We've been talking about Sammy and Blake and the chemistry between those two for a long time now. How much fun is it to be on that line, and what do you contribute to how do you click with those guys?
Yeah, I mean, they just sort of tell me to shoot the puck whenever I get it, and so I'm a guy you don't have to tell twice to shoot the puck. So they always make fun of it that sometimes they get in the zone and I just shoot the puck anyways, even when they're open. So they give me a hard time, but we're all such close friends that it's all love, and it's a lot of fun playing with them because of how close we've gotten over the past couple years.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Jess, again.
Brock, you talk about playing on a big stage. You've been on a couple big stages this year. I mean, how have you avoided kind of a come down after the Olympics? And then I also wanted to ask about Jackson Lacombe, just the second half that he's had and how much fun it is to play with him on that defensive unit.
Yeah. First, with the World Juniors and Olympics, it's obviously it's an honor getting that opportunity to play for both those teams. But at the end of the day, this is my team right now, and I'm obviously focused on this and really have been all year. And then with Jackson, it's he's such a special player, and someone that doesn't really get as much credit as he deserves. Obviously, it's with the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year coming out, it was really up in the air between any of the decor on this team. I think we got such a special decor, and he's one of the leaders on it, and obviously he's been kind of going on a tear the second half here, and playing how well he can, which is so awesome to see, and something that I learned from. I learned from a lot of parts in his game, and like you said, it's pretty special to be back there with him. So.
Any more questions for the student athletes? Good? Okay. Thank you, guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Best of luck.
Thank you. Good job, boys.
All right, we'll take questions for head coach Bob Motzko. We'll go right here with Joe first.
Bob, Joe McDonald, Worcester Telegram. Similar to what I asked Brock, at this point of the year, is it something that the program success that you preach to these guys, or is it just kind of a given? We don't really preach it, but it's pretty hard to come into our building and with the displays we have not to know that it's there. And then and what has happened too over the these guys missed out, but we've had more of our alumni coming around now. For a couple of years, it was pretty sparse down there, and we've got an open door policy, so it's great when we can have alum coming back through, talking to our players, and so we had a little time there where that was missed, but they fully understand. They grew up with it. It's more in their DNA, especially the kids from the area.
We'll go Jess, and then right behind.
Bob, like I asked Bryce, we've talked about Sammy and Blake for a long time and the chemistry they have, and you've tried a lot of people on that wing. What did you see in Bryce that has given him success with those two guys and allowed him to stay there?
Well, he answered it, and he shoots the puck. Those two are the workhorses, and they do get along. There is chemistry there, and it's kind of a line that kind of has its ebbs and flows. But boy, when they're on, all three of them are so dangerous. They were great in the playoffs for us last year, as you remember, and there have been big games this year where we're missing players, and that line picked us up. And they just got great chemistry, and he's the goal scorer on that. He's a finisher on that line when he can get his hands on the puck.
All right, right here, Coach.
Sophie Weller, Massachusetts Daily Collegian. I was wondering, coming off that championship game, what are some of the changes you kind of want to make to combat the UMass team?
Some of the changes you'd make coming off of his champ.
I think, I don't know if there's going to be much changes, things that we had to, watch on film with UMass to two different styles of play between Michigan and UMass. And UMass played Michigan earlier in the year, and so we were able to, whatever you can get off film, and that's what you try to do in a short turnaround. But more of it has been us watching, not what we got out of what we needed to change, but what we have to adapt to this. And I'm not going to talk about a lot of that to you all, but they're an awful good hockey team, well coached and experienced, and they're defending national champ for a reason. So you can't help but get things off film, what they do very well.
Bob, we talked a little bit about how tomorrow is going to be a road game for the most part with their fans, and how your team needed to get on the road. You know, you got on a plane, you're in a hotel, you're going out to dinner. I mean, does it feel like you're getting back to that place where you had so much success in February?
Yeah, well, I think maybe we should explain. You're around all the time, but we've been home for a month. We've been home for a long time, and getting on the road, and we've had success there, but sometimes you just need to break the monotony up, and practice gets old, and so I made that comment that we were a team that needed to get out of town, and I hope we find a little of that magic that we had in February. But for 2 years now, we've been a pretty good road team, and we play well on the small sheet. We play on a big sheet back home, Olympic size, but we adapt well to the smaller sheet. And this even had some more rounder corners than we've seen before. So it's good to be on the road in a hotel and team bonding.
Kyle Grabowski, Daily Hamtramck, is that you mentioned you guys play on a bigger sheet, and UMass also does. What is the difference in the game playing on those bigger sheets versus a smaller one? Like, what are the things that you have to consider more when you go to that size?
Well, the good thing is things happen quicker, and we've got a lot of skill as they do, and you can kind of get lost on the big sheet. Sometimes the game can slow. Believe it or not, the game slows down on a big sheet. It's easier to defend, and talented players, the puck is closer. You're closer to the net. More things happen offensively, and on the reverse side of that, danger can happen quick too. But we've adapted well to it. We got our women's rink is NHL, so we're connected, so we're able to practice over there. That helps us prepare.